But that's how he done it. And so that made then he turned around sometimes in that conversation, he turned around and asked that diver, said, well, what's them big old bottles you got on your back there? He said, well, Mr. Nolan, that's the air that we use. Oh, well, I had mine pumped to me. And said, it was fresh air. And said, I didn't like to go down unless I had that old, and I can't think of his name, but he was a person that all he did was hard to just pump this thing. And he never stopped. You have to keep pumping. Because when you stopped, you had so much air, and then that was it. That was why I always liked to go, hey, it was interesting any time he was there. And a duck, it would just drive in the water, go out to it, work, and come back. And all I had to do was sit on a big barrel of coals, wires, and cables, and air hoses, and watch this colored fella just pumping air all the time. And I'd tried to even talk to him. He said, I got to keep your daddy air, man. I said, I can't stop. This is my job. So he'd just keep a pumping. And I thought, right now, I'll tell you what, that was just it. He had a hard job because it was not easy. Of course, I wasn't very big, but it was hard for me to turn that wheel over. I mean, he'd just keep going like that. It was just, but I mean, I'd try. And of course, he helped me there. I gave him air for a while one time, about 2 rounds, and I was ready to quit. So, and of course, that's when they had a steel cable in the top of his helmet. And then, of course, at one time, before they could talk, they could pull strings to tell you what 3 or 4 tugs pull, hey, move me back, or I'm hung, or like Mr. Jess went down one day and he got turned upside down. And of course, his suit wasn't completely airtight, so he started leaking, and when water got up about his forehead, he told me, y'all gonna have to get me turned back over. He said, I'm gonna drown. So they had to straighten him back up to turn him over. And of course, Daddy was laughing at Jess all the time because they was always laughing at each other. So they made a joke out of everything that they did with the Corps of Engineers. So,
did he ever tell you the scariest thing that ever happened to him while he was down there? Was there any?
You know, I don't guess he ever told me being scared underwater. Not one bit. Not one bit. Now I would say he was pretty well careful, you know, from doing it because, hey, he's still alive. He had more guts in him than I did. I just don't think I'd want to do that. I'd rather go up and put it on something than I had to down and put it on something.